Hello all, I am a chartered accountant. I have qualified in May 2024. It's in my second attempt. I have qualified. But when I saw my result, see a final result on my first attempt, I had failed then. For a few days, like many others, I had doubted myself. But I had qualified in the very next attempt, that is in my second attempt. Today I want to tell you what exactly went wrong in my first attempt and exactly what I changed to clear it in my second attempt. So if you are a repeating CA final or even attempting it for the first time, this video could save you months of wasted effort. So let's get into this. I'll cover everything, my full journey from CA final preparation till the second attempt result. So first, I have discussed you about my first attempt result, which is nothing but a failed. But and the next thing was, what are the mistakes I have found? I didn't found the mistakes just the day after the results. It's not possible. So for many few days, I was upset. I doubted myself whether I could clear or not. But after a few days, I sat and I have analyzed what are the mistakes I have done during my preparation. So what I should do to correct them so that these won't get repeated in the next time. Yes, let's get into the mistakes what I have done. Yes, I will try to explain them. So first of all, the first mistake I did was, during my preparation time, I didn't revise well daily. Means I was listening the classes. Sometimes I was learning on my own, but I didn't make a habit of revising it every day. Because after a week or after 10 to 15 days, everything what I have learnt on day one, I use it to forget it, and it's normal to any person. So even knowing that as well, I didn't make an attempt to revise at least 3 or 4 days, at least once in 2 days or at least once in 3 to 4 days. I couldn't revise it just because I was in a hurry to complete the syllabus as soon as possible, then I can go for revision. But this is the wrong step. This is very wrong step. Because first time, if we have learnt a lesson, learnt a chapter either on our own or from any classes, it may take around 5 to 6 hours example. But if we could revise it on the very next day or within 2 to 3 days, we could complete it within 2 hours. The same case, if we had taken after all these classes are completed and took after 2-3 months, then it will be again new to us, and it's like another preparation starting. So the main core area is preparation and revision are not at all separate. Just prepare, and if you had prepared for 10 days or 10 hours in a day, like any class or your own preparation, just allocate 10% of that time. If you studied for 8 hours, just give a 0.8 hour, like less than an hour. If you had studied for 10 hours, just study for 1 hour or 1.5 hour revision. Allocate that 1 or 1.5 hour in that whole day to revision, so that you will not be able to forget it. So you will remember at least the concepts you could remember. Once if you could give a brief reading, by the end of the week you could cover all the concepts. So the first thing is that first mistake. The second mistake I have done was, yes, this is the most mistake I have done. Please listen carefully. I have prioritized the subjects rather than groups. Means during my first attempt, I used to focus on FR and SFM. Then without going into audit and law, I went into DT and IDT because they are somewhat like interesting. So they left me small time for audit and law. They left me very small time for my audit and law, so that I could not allocate enough time for these two subjects, and the result is that I couldn't clear these two papers. Because of this, I couldn't clear first group. I couldn't clear. So what I meant to say is, I failed in these two papers, and in the rest papers I was able to clear, but there was an aggregate issue, and also these two papers I couldn't get at least 40. And the next thing is I relied mostly on private books than on ICA resources. We CA students say that ICA study resources are like Bible, are like Quran. Many people say that, but I relied mostly on private books. I didn't even study the study resources, that is like the study material or the Saransh material. I couldn't do those because I felt the books as vast and time taking, so I relied on short private books. And the fourth one is I didn't make a clear plan. I just tried to complete 100% syllabus, but I was not clear what to study and what not to study. I tried to cover 100% syllabus, but I ended up with low accuracy and with less perfection. And the fifth main thing is at that time during my first attempt in November 23, I felt FR paper as tough on that day. Many of my friends also said that it was tough, but I personally felt it was tough on that day, and I carried it to my home after the exam. I carried it to my home. Then I thought for some time about that, what I had answered for this question. I used to search on my books where was the same type of question, what I had answered, whether I had answered right or not. This took me time to start revision for SFM. This took me time. Yes, the evening part which we have left after the finishing of one exam, it's also an important part for the next exam. But I kept time, means I had wasted some time, at least 2 to 3 hours I had wasted on that day, feeling for FR, whether I could clear or not. These are the things rotated in my mind. So all these 5 aspects I had analyzed them after the results, not just immediately. I took a break for some time and I just analyzed what had gone wrong, and I just found these are the 5 mistakes what I have done mostly. Then coming to the corrections, what I have done for each of these mistakes. First thing is I just made a plan by taking the ICI weightage. ICI releases syllabus, means subject wise weightage marks in the exam. We know that the exam comes for 120 marks out of, so the weightage would be for 120 marks, and the 20 would be the choice and 100 would be the mandatory to be attempted. Means the 100 marks are to be attempted, 20 marks are choice. Okay, under this 120 marks, I just went into the ICI website where we could found the weightage of each subject or paper. Then I just eliminated 30% weightage. Eliminated 30% weightage subjects, and I would not study them at all. I would study only the remaining 70% syllabus. Yes, only remaining 70% syllabus. And this amounts to around, I think it's 90 marks. Around 90. Yes, this is what I had done. This is a bold step I had taken. This also, it's a smart step. Means studying 100% syllabus within available short time to me, I may not be perfect in everything. It's better to study perfectly than studying 100%. That's my feeling at that time. So I studied 70% of the syllabus fully. Means I tried to cover it, and hardly I covered it 70% syllabus. I had left off the 30% syllabus. No matter what, I left it. So this time I had less syllabus, only 70%. Here it's 100% syllabus. Now I had only 70% syllabus. So I got some confidence that I could cover this within the short time that is available to me. After realizing my mistakes, there was a short time left to me, like 3 months was left to me, 3.5 months. So during that time I just focused on this 70% syllabus only. So this time I had a clarity on what to study and what not to study, and whatever I study, I had to study it fully, 100% I had to study. Any question on this, I must be able to answer it for sure. Like this I did. And the next most thing is revise it daily. I revise it daily. If sometimes it was not possible to me, then I revised for every 2 days or 3 days maximum, not beyond that. Because a topic, it doesn't, a topic which has taken 3 hours for the first time, it doesn't take 3 hours again when you take it immediately, like on the same day or on the next day, or at least within next 2 days. It would not take again 3.5 hours. It would take only 1.5 hour, that's all. And sometimes I couldn't complete the whole revision of the same day. Means on the day one, whatever I have revised, I was not able to revise, on day one whatever I had studied, means for 10 hours, I couldn't revise all of them on the same day. I used to make it into parts. I used to revise for the first 50% on this day and the next 50% on the next day. Like that I use it to allocate whatever time is available. I use it to allocate mostly for my revision, because the new things I will learn, but the already completed ones I shouldn't forget, right? If I forget them, there would be nothing to me on the exam day, because preparation doesn't work all the times. It's a revision thing which works. And I revised like this, at least not daily, at least on every 2 to 3 days I use it to revise them. And this time I studied one group at a time, not picking the subjects from the groups. I did one group at a time, then revised another group. One group at a time I had completed, then I went to the next group, revised completely, then moved on to the next group. Like that I did. So first group I completed the FRS AFM audit, then only I went to the next group. I didn't pick within the groups, I picked group wise. It matters a lot of difference. This time I relied on ICI resources, ICI study material, past papers, especially the Saransh. I use it to revise from the Saransh, because I need not turn the pages from the ICI study material. I revised using Saransh. And MTPs and RTPs for that year, and past 4 to 5 years papers I use it to prepare myself. So the focus I kept is on the ICI study material, and I supplemented it with private books for few subjects. For few papers I had taken private books. Apart from those, I relied mostly on ICI resources, like the ICI study material, past year papers, MTPs, RTPs, Saransh. For quick revision I use it to do that. So and the most important thing is, I decided to leave a paper toughness or easiness right at the exam center itself. I didn't carry it beyond the gate of the exam center, whether it might be easy or whether it might be tough. I just left the whatever I had written. It's written. It's no more about thinking about that. I had to think about the next exam. Only the next exam is in my hands. So I didn't think at least about how I had written. Also, I hadn't thought after I left the exam center on the exam day. This time I was very confident and had passed the exam in my second attempt. So using the mistakes, these are the mistakes I have found from my preparation, and using these mistakes I used to correct them in my second attempt, for which I felt very confident, and I had cleared them in the very next attempt, that is the second attempt, I had cleared. While writing the exams, while preparing for the exam, I was confident. While writing, I was confident. At the result time also, I was confident that I would get qualified this time for sure. Yes. I told you, right, I took some private books for DT and IDT. Especially I took from private authors books, because I felt the ICS study material for DT and IDT was huge, and due to interest of time, I had to take some private authors books just to study the tax provisions. I followed A1CA direct tax material, but practiced the questions, everything from the ICI resources, again the study material, MTPs, RTPs, and past year papers. This thing, papers toughness or easiness, left behind the exam center itself. I didn't analyze, I didn't think of how did I read, how did I write the exam. And one most important thing is the first step to analyzing these mistakes means I didn't analyze the mistake on the day of results or within 1 week of results got declared. I told you that I was not in such a situation to analyze the mistakes then and there itself. The one thought which made me to do this is this thought. One of my friends helped me to do this. It's very simple. The previous result cannot be changed. I don't know then, in that situation, I don't know why I have failed in my first attempt. But I'm very sure that the next attempt, means this attempt which I have to write, its result, pass or fail, is entirely in my hands. This advice is given by my friend. Means it was like, the previous attempt, it's declared, it cannot be changed. You had failed. You don't know why you had failed. What might be the reason? But the thing is, it's entirely in your hands. What would be the result for the coming attempt? After this thought, it changed everything the way I studied. Means till then I was depressed. I failed this exam. But the most important thought was, yes, I had failed, but I don't know why I had failed. But the next attempt, pass or fail, the result is still in my hands. I had to declare whether to work hard or sit like that. So I just after this thought, I studied well. I had took up the mistakes. I had corrected myself. And during my preparation, some other mistakes I have done. It's like I have seen some people results, some of our friends, they use it to clear exactly at the border. So I just tried aiming for the same. Means that they got like this exactly 210. I should also aim to score like that, so that I could clear it without any stress. I thought like that. I tried to aim for the same, but it didn't work to me. It didn't work. Shouldn't aim for 40%, but we had to work hard for 70%. Then we can get good marks. We could get exemption or at least less than exemption, but good marks if we had prepared well. So shouldn't prepare for 40%, for scoring 40%, means for not failing. Shouldn't prepare for not to fail. We should prepare for scoring high marks. Then we'll end up with passing. And the second attempt, I had passed the exam. Yes, and one more thing was, at that time, means it should be like, I scored around, I don't remember the exact figure. For example, I had if you had scored 360, but the pass mark was 400, means 40 marks were left, means to be passed. It's like a small amount. You had means you are capable to score this much, right? So why can't you score this least marks? You could score the difference, right, very easily, just by adding a 10% extra effort to your already effort. Like this, if you could take it positively, you can prepare well. Yes, if fail means it doesn't mean it's not capable. Just a small change in your strategy needs to be done. It need not be your intelligence. Yes, I just took a break for some time. Then I analyzed, restarted. These are the things I had done after failure. So this is the strategy I had done. You can also find your mistakes and take a good corrective step, so that you could also prepare well and end up with good results. This is a strategy I had done for myself and it worked out for me. You can also adapt at your own strengths and schedule and your learning style. Thank you all. If this video helped you really, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more students who are in need of it. If this honest content helps you, please subscribe to my channel. And most important thing, all the best for your exams. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.